this slide I put up here because when we're doing practices like this, or when you decide to do anything with the goal of being happier, okay, it's important to acknowledge the trap that we can fall into when we get attached to the results. Okay, and they do acknowledge this with a lot of these positive psychology studies and studies in psychology about increasing wellness and doing things to create a greater sense of happiness and well-being. So what happens when we do something, okay, like let's say we do this Metta meditation masterclass with the hope and dream that we will feel happier at the end of it. And what happens when we place a really high value on the end result of happiness, and then our experience does not match up with those expectations that we have? Can you guys see how that would be problematic? Okay, and it can actually work against our goal. So when we are taking an action towards a goal, the way to help yourself have a more effective experience, okay, is that once you've set your goal, okay, and you're traveling forward on a path, then you let go of your expectations around the end result. Okay, and this is a long and complex topic of exploration regarding how does one do that. And it's something that you have to play with, because there's a fine balance between having a goal in mind so that you are motivated to move forward, and then creating space for you to experience the process and actually to value the process more than you're valuing the goal that you're trying to reach. And this can be a really profound shift, especially for those of us that have very driven careers. Okay, so you go to college so that you can go to vet school, and then, you know, some of us went to vet school so then we can do a residency, and you're constantly looking forward to the next thing, okay, to the goal. And so we've conditioned ourselves for a long time to always be goal oriented or goal focused. And what that does is it conditions us to not be present with the journey in the same way, and to actually value the process of getting to the goal as the goal. Okay, so think about that for a little bit. And the reason that I'm bringing that up now is because we're all in different places, okay? And we all have different ideas about what happiness means for us, and whether we're happy or not, whether happiness is achievable, whether we believe it's achievable or not. And so I want you to just sort of think about your relationship with the idea of happiness, and be aware of the fact that in the end, whether you're happy or not is totally subjective. It is not, it is more based on how you're thinking about your experiences, okay, than the experiences themselves in a certain sense, which is why we can do things like learn how the mind works, learn how to reframe our circumstances, okay, learn how to work with our neurobiology in order to create greater states of happiness in situations where, in fact, maybe our external circumstances don't change that much, but we can then feel happy because we will have more, a higher state of subjective well-being. because of the stories that we're telling ourselves. And this is where our mindset and our optimism, there are lots of studies about optimism and how those are related to happiness and self-empowerment. Okay, so understanding that you have power to change your subjective experiences.